G'day guys, welcome back to Girl in the Garage. So I've got the gorgeous handmade large oval crystal cluster tray mold. Isn't it just absolutely beautiful? And it's got that gorgeous crystal cluster edge. So I've got a link and 20% off discount code in my description box for this gorgeous IntoResin mold. And I'm going to be using all that's resin mica powders. So we've got sky blue in the chrome powders, and then I'm going to use coral red and copper. And I went through my UV DTF stash and found this gorgeous turtle sticker. So we're going to pop that in our tray. I'll get rid of the thongs, but we're just going to have the turtle. So I think that's going to be really, really cute. These colours should hopefully go well. So all we're going to do is drop a bit of colour here, there and everywhere. See how we go with that much. I think this coral red is going to be pretty. I haven't used it yet. Let me just clean off my brush. So just, yeah, sporadically put our mica here, there and everywhere. And we'll do a little bit of copper. Just leave the lid off those because I might need to add a little bit more. Still deciding what colour I'm going to back it with. Maybe the chrome blue, what do you think? Oh, hopefully that's enough. See how we go with this. So I'm just going to brush it on. Might have to add a little bit more colour here and there. I think by the look of it, I will have to clean up all this because I know I'm going to make a heck of a mess. But we're going to have to brush this all in really good. I'm going to have to add more, of course. But hopefully it'll be pretty. So I'm going to do the rest off camera and I'll come back with my, probably have my resin made up by then. And I'm just going to be using my Let's Resin 1-to-1. So I just cleaned up my mould with a baby wipe and some water. Try not to use alcohol because it will shorten the lifespan of your mould. Be careful too when you're cleaning it up or drying it off with your paper towel, because sometimes your paper towel can scratch your mould, depending on what brand paper towel, of course. Some are harder than the others, and I have scratched my moulds before, you know, wiping them, trying to wipe them dry. So I sort of dab with my paper towel, and I also use like a microfiber cloth, I think they are, well, the ones that you use with your glasses, whatever they're called. And then I also use some tape. I just use packaging tape, and just put that on your surface. If you do scratch a mould, just use a little bit of silicone oil and massage that in. Seal your mould in a airtight container, like a snap lock bag or something like that. Put it away for a little bit and hopefully that will help it. So I've made up 12 ounces of Let's Resin 1:1 epoxy resin. So 6 of A and 6 of B. It's about, what does it say on this cup? 350 millilitres. So I thought I'd use the sky blue in the chrome powders. And if it's too dark, I'll probably just put a little bit of white in, I guess. So, see how we go with that. If you have trouble mixing up your powders, you can always put some in a smaller container with a little bit of resin first, just to make sure you dissolve it all. I'm not a fan really of mixing it with alcohol, especially if it's got water-based. The one I use is 100% isopropyl alcohol, so it's got no water added into it. But yeah, I wouldn't be real keen about using like a 91% or something like that, and it's got too much water content in it, I think. But that's just me. You do whatever works for you. But just make sure you give it a really good mix, like anything that you're using in your resin. Don't forget to wipe your stick too. That's the same as when you're mixing your resin and you scrape your sides and your bottom. You always remember to scrape your stick as well, because there can be unmixed resin on your stick. You don't want that in your piece because it might not cure. So this colour's looking alright actually. It's quite light. I don't know if I want to lighten it a little bit more. Decisions. It's beautiful and sparkly. I love that colour. I'm going to put it in the vacuum chamber. Will I make it a little bit lighter? I think I will. I'll try actually some crystal white. This one is the one that you get off Amazon. And it's quite cheap actually. So we'll see if this lightens it any. It may not. Some white mica powders don't make things lighter, so if not, I'll just have to reach for a pigment paste. But we'll see how we go with this. We'll be putting it in the vacuum chamber, so I'm just flicking it out everywhere, making a mess. So I probably should have put it in a smaller cup, but anyway. Give this a really good mix. Oh, my colour's actually really pretty. Hopefully you can see that. So I will be splitting it into a couple of cups and putting it in my vacuum chamber. If you don't have a vacuum chamber and you're worried about bubbles, I always suggest using a deep pour. If you're new to resin and you haven't got all the gadgets that help eliminate bubbles, when I started with deep pour. You just got to have a little bit more patience, that's all, but it's worth it for a bubble-free result. If you don't want to see me mix it, please fast forward. But I know a lot of you guys like to see the whole video. Now, my UV DTF sticker, it came in a pack. I don't think I explained that before. It came in a pack of about 6, but I bought it ages ago, so I don't think I'll be able to link it in the description box. But I got it from either, would have been Temu or Shein. So I'm sure if you just searched UV DTF and put in turtle or beach or something like that, something similar may pop up. They've got so many really pretty ones on there. Now looking at this sticker, and it's looking more turquoise than the blue, so hopefully these colours will look pretty. Alright, I'm going to split this up and I'll pop it in the vacuum chamber and then I'll come back when we're ready to pour. So that didn't take long, about 5 minutes in the vacuum chamber. I did split it into 3 cups because I always worry it's going to bubble over. So I might actually give it a quick spritz. Don't be scared to spritz your mould once you've brushed on your mica powders. People freak out about it, but as long as you don't touch your powder, you're not going to dislodge it with your alcohol. As long as it's not one of those bottles that sprays too quick. Like, I've got one of these bottles. I wouldn't use that. I just use my little dispenser that just comes out slowly. So I'm just going to pour it in slow, let it find its way. Oh, what do you think of that colour? I think it's pretty. Hopefully I made the right choice by putting the white in. Now, have I made up too much or have I not got enough? What do you reckon? Oh, now that's what I had to talk to you about. Because I've been a bit absent, as you guys know, so I've been really sick. But feeling better now, so thanks everyone for your concern. While I was away, I hit 7,000. Woo! The big 7,000. Woohoo! So thank you very much, everyone. For everyone that has subscribed to my channel. I appreciate you guys so much. So I will be having a giveaway very soon. Oh, I was going to do it, get ready to do it a couple of weeks back, but yeah, seeing I was away, didn't happen. So I've got left in this cup nearly 2.5 ounces. So I think I've made up the right amount for once. It's going to be fairly close. Oh, I think that's pretty much spot on, because you don't want to fill up your handmade molds there right to the top. So look at that, it's just below, I think. I'm going to scrape my cup because I don't want to add any more bubbles, so I might be able to find something to put what I've got left in my cups. I may have something. It's just got to find its way over there. Looking for a tool. Just grab my dotting tool. Just help it get over there. So nice, a simple one so far. looking pretty good. Give it another spritz. The resin jump. There's something there. I don't know if it's a fluff bungler, which usually happens around here, or if it's a bubble, but it's gone. So I'll let this set up. I'll leave it an hour or so, and then I'll pop it on my heat mat and come back in a couple of hours, and we'll move on to our gorgeous turtle. So yeah, hopefully this is looking quite green now. So maybe I shouldn't have added the white. We'll see. Hopefully it'll still be pretty. All right. See you soon. It's been a couple hours and this has cured. Let's get our little extra out because I had just enough resin left for a little turtle. So cute. That one's one of the little IntoResin turtles. Got a link for this one in my description box. Always super cute. Right, shall we get our crystal cluster tray demolded? See some of my powder floated. Now let's see if it does the crunch. Got the noise, love that. Should have my gloves on, so I'm going to be super careful that I don't touch my mold. So I might just flip it, I think. It's come out pretty clean. I've only got a little bit of powder left in there to clean up. Let me just pop something over that. Oh, so what do we think? So pretty. Oof. Love it. The blue's not too bad. It's a nice deep tray. Hopefully you guys can sort of see the depth of that. Looks like it's about probably just over a centimetre, maybe a centimetre and a half. Love it. This would be so nice in alcohol inks. Not sure if the colours actually go with my sticker, but we'll see. Not too bad, I suppose. Still pretty. The coral looks a lot redder in the jar. It's come out quite pink, hasn't it? But still super pretty. I like those colours together. What do you guys reckon? I think they turned out really pretty. So we're going to stick our sticker on. Might have to trim it up a little bit. Oh, look. I can hear some little feet. Comes the new baby. So I'm going to have to just trim around here. So it'll probably take me a couple of goes to do this. Try and get it reasonably how I want it. But yeah, I definitely didn't want the thongs in it. That should be pretty. I'll probably just try and trim this up a bit more, and then I'll probably just stick it on as best I can, and then just use my X-Acto knife to cut the other bits off. Don't have to be too precise at this stage. Oh, a little bit in there. Gosh. Want some of those flowers in. So, yeah, some of this will be chopped off, but that's okay. I'm not too concerned about that. Just got to grab it. So unorganised. Just got to grab a tool. Can't find it. Can't find my other little thingy. Oh gosh, look now I'm breaking everything. Got a really little blue one that's got a soft top. Because I've been changing things around in my studio, cleaning up. So I put it somewhere where I thought I'd find it. Just going to fold that back a bit, just so I can get my sticker lined up. Just stick it to that because I don't want to put my fingerprints on it, and then I'll end up getting fingerprint marks on it, which I don't want. That's about where I want it. So I'll just get this down as nice as possible. And then hopefully I'll trim around this edge and then hopefully be able to take the top layer off. And then all we'll have to do is just give it a top coat. Sorry. I've got a bad habit of not talking when I'm concentrating. You'll probably notice that in my videos. Oh, I've got to get used to talking to nobody. Because I am not a talker. I never have been and I never will be. So sorry if I just don't chat your heads off. Trying to desperately get out of the habit. So I'm just going to carefully cut around here. It's not going to matter too much. We shouldn't see it. And we are giving it a little top coat so it doesn't matter. And it's not as if I'm cutting a mold or anything. It's going to take me a little while just to get it nice and neat. So fast forward if you must. I might just give this a couple of little slits just so it'll sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Form a bit better. Without cutting too much Don't want to cut it, you know, past where it's supposed to go. If you know what I mean, love. Okay. Yeah, if I had my other little scrapey tool, would probably be better. That's alright, it's still doing what I want it to do. So push all that in. Do you think it's pretty? I think it's pretty. I think it looks okay with these colours. What do you guys think? Good choice or not? Now, I sell all my demos on my website, and I do sell them at cost, basically, just to cover what I've used in resin. And shipping is that expensive these days, because I do ship worldwide. If you're willing to pay the postage, I don't charge extra or anything. My prices for postage is what it is, and that's why I like to keep my prices on my demos low, because I know how expensive postage can be. But yeah, if you're willing to pay for postage, I'll ship it wherever it needs to go. So if you did want to get this tray, it is available on my website. Okay, so now I'm just going to, it's going to be probably a bit difficult to find the top layer for my UV DTF sticker. And if I can't, I'll just top coat it with it on, because it does, you can't really tell anyway. But I will try and take it off. Helps. It would help if my knife was sharper than what it should be. So just have to trim around. Try and do it as carefully as possible, but I'm not going to really see any marks just with the way this tray is. That's the good thing about it. I think that's pretty good. A bit there, that'll get out. Smooth that all out, make sure I've got no bubbles. If you do get a bubble, you can just give it a slice with your X-Acto. If you don't take the oh, what's that little bit? Is that a piece of excess? I think it is. I'm going to try and find the top, and that'll pull that off, because with the UV DTF you can sort of see, I don't know if it'll pick it up on camera, but you can sort of see like these little lines. Like you can't see it over here, but you can see it here in the coloured section, and it's just that top covering. So I'm going to take this off camera so I can put it under my Maggie lamp, and I'll find the top and trim this up a little bit neater, and then I'll come back when I'm ready to do the top coat. Oh, but I think it's really pretty. I think the colours turned out nice. Yeah, I love it. I will put, I'll give it a trim just to neaten it up, and put some little silicone feet on the bottom. But yeah, super easy, and it's quite good because it's fairly deep, so perfect for rings and things. They're not going to slide off, and especially when you do your top coat, if you do put a sticker or whatnot on the front. Okay, I'll be back very soon. I found it. So this is just the top layer. Oh, it's not coming off there properly, but that's okay. Sort that. So there's that other little bit that was stuck on there. Whoops. There's the top bit. So much more vibrant now. I think it's really pretty. Okay, so I'm going to go and just trim this up a little bit better and come back with my resin. So I've made up 4 ounces of my resin 1:1. Way too much, but I've got something else I'm working on just to the side there. So I thought I'd just put some gold dust in. Now you don't need much of this, it tends to overpower. I'm just going to go for a little micro spoon. Hopefully you can see that. So I can get it in without it going everywhere. So that's my little micro spoon. So it's teeny tiny. So I'll give this a mix, and I'll pop it quickly in the vacuum chamber. The more we mix it, the more it gets broken up. I just thought we need a little bit of sparkle on the front. Just go with our nice blue that's very sparkly now that we put that white, that crystal white mica powder in. Make sure you wear your mask when you're using your gold dust or your diamond dust or your mica powders even. It's really important too, because you're going to be breathing that stuff in, especially these ones because they've got little bits of metal in them, or they're made from metal, so you don't want to be breathing that in. Oh, hopefully you can see the sparkle in there. Not sure if my camera's picking it up. But yeah, that was the tiniest spoon and it's loaded with it. Okay, I'll pop this in the vacuum chamber and then we'll do our top coat. So my top coat has cured. Now, it looks absolutely stunning, I think, and I'm really happy with the colours. The pink is coming out in the flowers, and that bronze.
it's showcasing the shell, and really happy with the blue. So, yeah, happy with it after all. What do you guys think? Now, in case you're not familiar with UV DTF stickers, apparently, so they say, I've got no idea, they say you don't have to top coat them. Now, I have found that when you put a UV DTF sticker down, unless you're awesome at it, excuse me, you're going to get tiny little air bubbles. And I know that you can slice them with your X-Acto knife or pop them with a pin. However, if you put your UV DTF sticker down and you've got air bubbles and you slice them and you don't top coat, once you've sliced, even though UV DTF stickers are, they're quite tough, but once you slice into them, it breaks the integrity of the sticker, and once you've got like that little slice or whatnot, it'll crack off if you're, using your whatever your piece is, and you haven't done a top coat. The other good thing about a top coat is it just makes the sticker so much more vibrant. If you do have really tiny little air bubbles, you're not going to see them unless you've got super awesome eyes, which I don't. So I've actually got little air bubbles that I didn't pop because I just couldn't be bothered. They were just tiny, and I knew that you wouldn't really see them. So, and also, if you have a look at your UV DTF stickers, they've sort of got lines on them. It must be from the process of making them or printing them. And once you've done your top coat, that eliminates those lines as well. So it just makes it look super awesome. And it's not hard to do a little top coat anyway of resin. My biggest trouble is I'm just going to make sure I've got no dog hair that flies in there once I'm waiting for my resin to cure. So I always cover it with a food net. I've got a few of them around my studio, so I pick the ones out that I can see if there's any fluff or whatnot. Mine always have little fluff bunglers. Don't know where they come from. It's probably all the dust in my studio for me, not dusting because I hate that job. Anyway, I wanted to say I love this mould. I love this silicone. It's different to the other IntoResin moulds. It's it's sturdy, but it's really flexible and it cleans up really well. Though I've still got a few little bits of mica I can see now in my good light. So how I just clean it up, I've got 3 spray bottles on my desk. I've got my isopropyl alcohol in just a little squirt bottle because it doesn't give me too much alcohol. I've also got my alcohol in one of these bottles which sprays out heaps, and I just find that's too much when I want to put that in a mould. So I use this one for cleaning around my studio, like my desk and the backs of moulds and like old cheap moulds. However, I don't clean my IntoResin moulds with isopropyl alcohol. Hence, I've got another squirty bottle, this glass one. It's just got water in it. So I just squirted my mould. The other thing, if you're new and you're not familiar with cleaning moulds, and depending on what baby wipes or paper towel, what brand you buy, some of them scratch. So you don't want to spray it with water and then wipe your mould because you can scratch it really easy or dull it. So the best method I've found is to dab. So if you've got water on it, just dab to dry or to clean. You're just going to have to keep dabbing. And once it's dry, you can use some tape to try and get off if you've got any other little bits and pieces. If you do scratch a mould, the only way to really get it out is to re-silicone it, which is a pain in the butt. You can use silicone oil and just put a little bit on the scratch. It might help it, but it'll never vanish, especially if it's a deep scratch. And if you go wiping some paper towels and baby wipes across your mould, you're going to scratch it. So just wanted you to be aware of that. just in case you didn't know, because I do see a lot of people wiping their moulds when they're finished. And I just cringe because I have damaged so many moulds doing that. So just be aware, because it depends what brand you use. Some paper towels are softer than others, the same with baby wipes. If you buy the cheap brands, usually they're, super rough. It's just like toilet paper. You buy the cheap stuff, and it's going to be like wiping your butt with sandpaper. I'm sure we've all been there back in the day. Sorry, getting off track. Here are my extras. Cute little turtle keychain. Didn't really do anything, just stuck some eyes on, a little bow, and a little charm. And with the leftovers, I end up pouring the new diamond IntoResin mold that I got. The double butterfly, isn't she gorgeous? And this is the large one. So I've got a link in my discount box. Do it. I've got a link in my description box for this one as well, if you wanted to get that gorgeous little thing. This actually would make awesome, like a handle for lids. I'm just trying to think if I've got a lid handy that I can show you. Plain one. Hang on, give me one tick. So like, pots that just have lids like that. That'll make it awesome little pretty handle. All right, well, thanks everyone for watching. Stay tuned for the pics, and I'll see you soon for the next video. Happy crafting, everyone. Bye. Thanks for watching.